your CDs are hiding something. Every disc in your collection has detail, depth, and dynamics locked inside it that you've probably never heard, because the CD player matters more than most people realize. The hardware you're using is what's been holding that sound quality back. Standard players simply weren't engineered to reveal it. The right audiophile CD player doesn't just play your disc. It completely transforms them. Buying the wrong one is the fastest way to leave all of that sound quality on the table. There are 3 types of gear optimized for CD playback that every serious listener needs to understand before they spend $1. We're covering all 3 today, and by the end, you'll know exactly what your system needs so every disc you own finally reaches its full potential. Here's what almost nobody is explaining clearly. A standard CD player, a dedicated CD transport, and an all-in-one unit with streaming and a built-in DAC are 3 completely different pieces of equipment built for 3 completely different systems. Get this decision wrong and your collection never reaches its potential. Get it right and you've just built one of the most satisfying, future-proof listening setups money can buy. Today I'm walking you through all 3 types with real examples at different price points, so you know exactly which one belongs in your system, so let's get into it. Let's start with CD players, because this is probably what most people think of when they imagine playing a disc. A CD player does everything in one box. It reads the disc using a laser, converts that digital data to analog audio using the built-in DAC, and it outputs that analog signal through analog connections, typically RCA or XLR, straight to your amplifier, powered speakers, or headphones. Its transport, DAC, and analog output stage all live in one chassis together. You put the disc in, you press play, and music comes out. Simple. Most players include digital outputs like coaxial and optical, and if you want to use the option of an external DAC down the road, you've got it. A CD player does not save the music files or store it anywhere permanently. So unless a device explicitly has ripping features, it's solely responsible for playing the CD. CD players are great for many reasons. You get that one-stop shop that reads the disc and it plays it in a single device. Everything in one chassis means you save space, money, and you don't have to worry about buying a dedicated DAC and connecting a ton of audio cables. The drawbacks are minor, but they're also worth knowing. You're locked into the built-in DAC that comes with the CD player, so upgrading usually means buying an external DAC or just replacing the entire player. And because it performs more than one function, multiple circuits share the same chassis, which can introduce additional electrical noise and vibrations into your signal chain. So who needs a CD player? Pretty much anyone who doesn't already own a dedicated external DAC, or anyone who just values that one-box simplicity. You want to put a disc in, you want to press play, and you want to have that great sound come out without having to deal with multiple components and cable runs. CD players are plug and play in the best way possible. A great example of this is the TEAC Audio VRDS 701 CD player at $3,999. It combines TEAC's VRDS disc mechanism with a built-in DAC for excellent CD playback in a traditional single box format. The VRDS mechanism, which stands for Vibration-Free Rigid Disc Clamping System, firmly clamps the disc to a turntable, thus minimizing vibration, disc wobble, and any tracking errors so that you get that stable data retrieval. This player is designed for listeners who want high-quality CD playback with TEAC's precision engineering in that straightforward, no-nonsense package. Now, before I mention some additional CD player options, we need to discuss SACD for a second, because understanding this format will help you make a smarter buying decision. And if you've been collecting CDs for years, there's a very good chance you own SACDs without even realizing it. SACD stands for Super Audio CD, and it's a high-resolution format that can offer better sound quality than standard CDs when the recording and mastering take full advantage of it. Here's the thing though, a lot of SACDs are what's called hybrid disc, which means that they have 2 layers, a standard CD layer that plays on any CD player, and a high-resolution SACD layer that only plays if your player specifically supports SACD. So you might have been playing these discs for years on just the CD layer without ever hearing what they're actually capable of. So take a look at your CDs, you might find it on the bottom or on the back. It'll say SACD or hybrid SACD. That means that you've got a high-resolution disc in your collection. And to unlock that extra layer of detail and clarity, you'll need a player that specifically supports SACD playback. So if you want SACD and CD playback and you're willing to invest in reference level performance, the esoteric K05XD is where things get serious. The K05XD combines esoteric's heavy-duty, ultra-precise disc mechanism with a sophisticated DAC section and a pristine analog output stage. Everything about this player is engineered for accuracy and musicality. The build quality is tank-like, the internal components are reference grade, and the sound is uncompromising and authentic. This is the kind of player that you buy when your CD and SACD collection is the core part of your listening life, and you want to hear those discs at their absolute best. No compromise, no shortcuts. And here's something worth noting about the TEAC and esoteric players. They also have digital outputs, so you're not locked into the built-in DAC forever. If you want to experiment with an external DAC down the road for a different sonic flavor, you can connect the player's digital output to that external DAC and bypass the internal one entirely. This applies to any CD player with digital outputs, so it's a feature worth looking for if flexibility matters to you. Now, unlike the CD players that we just covered, CD transports take a completely different approach. They don't have a built-in DAC at all. A CD transport does one job: it reads the disc. That's it. The transport uses a laser to read the data from your CD or SACD, and then it sends that pure digital signal out through coaxial, optical, or USB outputs to your external DAC. Your DAC is what handles the conversion to analog audio, and from there it goes to your amps and speakers or your headphones. Without a connection to an external DAC, a CD transport will not work. I want to stress that. This is a symbiotic relationship. You simply cannot have one without the other. The reason why transports exist as standalone components is because they're specialized. When a device only has one job, reading the disc as accurately as possible, it can do that job exceptionally well. There's no DAC circuitry competing for space in the chassis or introducing electrical noise. The entire design is focused on vibration control, precision clocking, and error-free data retrieval. One job done at the highest level. So who actually needs a transport instead of a player? For starters, if you already own a standalone DAC. Say it's something from Chord Electronics, Hi-Fi Audio, Bricasti, or really any other dedicated external DAC, and all that you need is a way to read your disc collection, then the transport makes sense. You've already invested in the sound signature and quality of your DAC, and you love it, so why pay for another built-in DAC inside a CD player that you're never going to use? Let's look at some options across various price points. Our first transport in the list at $1,700 is the TEAC PD507T, and it's a part of TEAC's Reference 500 series. And it's the most compact option that we're going to be showing you today. It's considered a half-width component, which is obvious when you see it stacked up against its larger sibling, making it perfect for desktop setups and any smaller racks where you just have limited space. What makes the PD507T special is how laser-focused it is on clean digital output. It uses a rigid, low-vibration disk drive and a solid metal chassis to minimize resonance and keep read errors in check. TEAC even went as far to implement separate power supplies for each digital output, which helps reduce crosstalk and noise between circuits. The PD507T is CD only, so it won't read SACDs. But if your collection is mostly standard CDs, then this is a rock-solid choice. Our next product at $3,300 is the TEAC VRDS701T CD transport, not to be mistaken for the VRDS 701 CD player. The VRDS 701T stands apart from the PD507T with its VRDS mechanism. Mentioned earlier, that VRDS mechanism is going to firmly clamp the disc to the turntable, and it's going to minimize vibrations, disc wobble, and any tracking errors so that you get a stable data retrieval. It focuses purely on high-quality digital output with dedicated toroidal transformers for the drive and digital stages, SPDIF coax and optical outputs, and even an onboard MQA core decoder that can output MQA encoded CDs. It's a solid, low-noise CD front end for your favorite external DAC. And if you're choosing between these two TEAC transports, here's the deciding factor. The PD507T is ideal if you need a compact unit and your collection is mostly standard CDs. The VRDS 701T is worth the step up if you want the most stable disc reading TEAC offers, and if you also have MQA encoded disc or you're pairing it with a higher end DAC. Moving up that price ladder, we enter reference grade territory with the Bricasti M19 SACD CD I2S transport. This unit is engineered around a state-of-the-art mechanism optimized for jitter-free, low-noise data retrieval from both CDs and SACDs. It offers multiple digital outputs, including AES EBU, SPDIF, and I2S, with the I2S path supporting native DSD from SACDs into compatible DACs. While it can be used with many third-party DACs, the M19 really hits its stride when you take advantage of Bricasti's proprietary I2S interface. This is designed specifically for communication with other Bricasti DACs. The I2S connection is the same low jitter board-to-board interface Bricasti uses internally. So when you link the M19 to a compatible Bricasti DAC, that DAC is going to behave as if it were an internal component in the transport. The M19's focus is on precision clocking, low jitter digital output, and heavy-duty construction. This is the ideal component for resolving reference-level systems. Now for the relentless audiophile on that never-ending sonic pursuit, the DCS Rossini CD SACD transport cures that insatiable appetite. The Rossini brings DCS's engineering to disc playback, offering CD and SACD reading with an ultra-low jitter output. It's designed to integrate seamlessly with Rossini-level DACs, giving you that no-compromise digital front end built for high-res systems. DCS Audio consistently sets the bar really high, and the Rossini sits pretty close to perfection. It can upsample CD data to high-resolution DSD, DSD-128, or DXD for even greater fidelity and detail. It reads every disc with extremely high precision and accuracy. The master clock's performance is stable and near silent, while the steel frame, cast aluminum disc tray, vibration-damped chassis, and multiple stage power supplies just further enhance that experience. And if the Rossini isn't enough for you, the DCS Vivaldi CD SACD Transport 2 is the cream of the crop, the belle of the ball, if you will. Believe me when I tell you that it truly doesn't get much more premium than this. The Vivaldi sits at the very top of the DCS ecosystem, using dual wavelength laser mechanisms and the latest generation digital processing platform to extract data and upsample to DSD, DSDX2, or DXD. It's meant for flagship systems where the transport is expected to be as transparent and precise as the DAC and clock that it feeds. Here's the biggest benefit of going the transport route. You can upgrade your transport and your DAC independently as your system evolves over time. If you want to try a different DAC down the road, you're not stuck replacing an entire player. You're building a modular system that's going to grow with you over time. Now here's where things get interesting. The third category is all-in-one units, CD players that go beyond just playing disc and integrate additional functionality that make them the digital hub of your entire system. An all-in-one unit gives you everything: CD and/or SACD playback, network streaming, USB DAC functionality, and sometimes even music server capabilities, all in one chassis. And here's the kicker. You're not sacrificing sound quality for convenience. These aren't budget compromises. Companies like Technics engineer these units with the same attention to detail that they put into their separates. Why? Because they know that this is the foundation most people are building their entire system around. You get flagship level DACs, precision transport mechanisms, and streaming that rivals standalone units, all optimized to work together. This is for the listener who has a CD collection they want to rediscover, streams music daily, and doesn't want to be an electrical engineer just to get everything connected together. Maybe you've been using a portable DAC amp or a DAP for your headphones, and now you're ready for that proper desktop or living room system. Maybe you're coming from a basic Bluetooth speaker setup, and you want real sound quality without the intimidation factor of building a multiple component rig. An all-in-one unit gives you everything that you need to enjoy your music, physical and digital. Now let's take a look at Technics SL G700 Mark II SACD player and network music player, priced at $4,000. The SLG 700 Mark II is one of the most versatile pieces of gear that reads both CDs and SACDs, and it has a high-quality built-in DAC, so your physical disc playback is handled beautifully. But on top of that, it also streams music from services like Qobuz, Tidal, and Spotify, and it connects to your home network so you can access stored music files on a NAS or computer. Basically, it's a digital hub. You get physical media and streaming in one box, controlled through one interface. If you're building your first serious system and you don't already own a dedicated music streamer, the Technics is the perfect foundation. You're not choosing between old school and modern. You're getting both in one chassis, and you're avoiding the complexity of managing multiple components right out of the gate. Now let's talk about who actually needs what and when it makes the most sense. These are some of the most common situations we hear from customers and what we recommend for each. Scenario 1. I'm building my first serious system. I have CDs, I stream music, and I want everything to work together. The Technics SLG 700 Mark II is your answer. SACD CD playback, network streaming, and a built-in DAC in one chassis. One remote, seamless switching between physical and streaming, no complexity. Scenario 2. I already own a great DAC and I just need something to read my CDs. You need a CD transport. The TEAC PD507T is compact and precise for standard CDs. The VRDS 701T adds TEAC's premium VRDS mechanism and MQA decoding. Either way, you're keeping your existing DAC and you're building a modular system. Scenario 3. I want simple, high-quality CD playback without streaming. Just disc, done right. Go with a dedicated CD player. The TEAC VRDS 701 delivers excellent CD playback with precision engineering. If you have SACDs and you want reference level performance, then the esoteric K05XD is uncompromising. Both have digital outputs for future flexibility. The beauty of high-fidelity audio is that there's no single right answer. It's all about you. It's about what gear you already own. What does your collection look like? How do you actually listen, and what makes sense for your space and your budget? A CD transport isn't better than a player, and a player isn't better than an all-in-one unit. They're just different tools built for different situations. And if you're still not sure what direction makes sense for your setup, that's exactly what we're here for. Give us a call or send us an email. We're always happy to walk you through every step of the buying process, from finding the right unit for your system to figuring out what digital audio cables you'll need to connect everything properly. Whether it's the Silver Dragon Premium Interconnect cable for analog connections, Silver Dragon digital cables for coaxial and optical runs, or Bronze Dragon speaker cables to complete your setup, we'll make sure that you have everything you need to get the most out of your gear. That's what we're here for. Investing in high-quality CD playback hardware isn't about nostalgia. It's all about unlocking the full potential of a format that never went away. It just waited for the right gear to reveal what it's always been capable of. So when you're deciding between them, here's what it comes down to. A CD player has a built-in DAC and outputs analog audio ready for your amp, while a CD transport only reads the disc and sends a digital signal to your external DAC. Choose based on what you already own and how you want to build your system. Physical media isn't dead. The revival is happening right now, and the hardware has never been better. We mentioned several TEAC products in this video, and if you want a comprehensive deep dive into their entire CD lineup, both transports and players, I've got a full review breaking down the previous generation PD505T, VRDS 701T, and VRDS 701 in detail. You'll see real-world performance comparisons, build quality breakdowns, and exactly how they sound in different systems. The video is linked right here. Check it out, click that icon, and we'll catch you next time.